Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike here with day 40 of Award Season Review Season 2, and we are almost done with the rest of the Globes, mostly week, which is perfect timing because the Critics' Choice Awards are today. So today's film, which was nominated for a Golden Globe and has a couple of Critics' Choice Awards, we'll see how its award chances play out. So, as you see from the poster, today's film is the newest of adaptations of the tragic 1972 Andes flight, Society of the Snow, written by the team of Bernat Villaplana, Jaime Marquez Olereaga, Nicolas Casaruego, and the film's director J.A. Bayona. This film has a small box office take thus far. On Box Office Mojo, it reports having an international box office take of $1,281 and no domestic box office numbers to report. Now, as I said, there have been some award season love for the film. Last week at the Golden Globe, Society of the Snow was nominated for Best Motion Picture non-English language category. And tonight in the Critics' Choice Awards, we will see it competing for two awards. One is for Best Foreign Language Film, and the other is for Michael Giacchino for the Best Score. It is also on 4 Oscar shortlists, so we're getting the Oscar nominations next week. Society of the Snow has 4 shortlisted nominations, amongst others that it's probably contending for. But I know that it does have some journey left for Best Visual Effects, Best Score, Makeup and Hairstyling, and Best International Film. Now, without spoiling too much, should anyone not be familiar with the history of this, in 1972, 45 passengers boarded a flight from Uruguay to Chile. Many of these passengers were Uruguay's rugby team as they were on their way to a match. En route, the plane crashes, and while 33 survive the initial crash, as we follow the survivors over a period of, I won't say, I'll leave a little bit of the mystery, but that number will significantly dwindle. And you can use your imagination to consider how these individuals survive, what decisions they have to make, and face additional challenges that Mother Nature throws their way. But I do want to say, what this film does nice is that it's more than just a suspenseful survival tale. This is also a film about brotherhood. While there were more than just the rugby players on board the flight, our film primarily focuses on them, and one of the players is the narrator. I won't say which one. And, they try to show how people can come together in a time of adversity. And to that end, the ensemble of this film works very well together. And even in some of the tougher moments, such as making decisions regarding how and what to eat, these are thought through. As we slowly see the numbers of survivors dwindle, certain characters will have moments to shine. Two standouts, particularly for me, that had nice moments in the film were Fernando Contingiani Garcia as Arturo and Enzo Volgrinchik as Numa. They stand out during two pivotal moments in some of the film's more bleaker moments. Now, on the technical side, this film performs well in several areas. There literally is beauty in tragedy present throughout the film. The absolutely beautiful snow-capped Andes are often shot with such splendor that you almost forget the film that you're watching at times. It's giving us this brief respite from the severity of what's happening. These shots, which make up a lot of the later parts of the film, are an excellent juxtaposition to the phenomenal way the plane crash was shot, which even made this horror fan's eyes widen at times. Bayona is able to tap into his suspense film background to assist here. And additionally, this is also the testament to Pedro Luque Brioso Skew's cinematography, accompanied by Andres Gil and Jaime Marte's editing. And speaking of that crash scene, I think that's enough why it made that Oscar shortlist. Very visceral, putting many horror films to shame. And probably what makes it so real is that this is what really happened. Finally, I do want to recognize Giacchino's score. It is wonderfully used throughout to both underscore the suspenseful moments and also, the moments of hope. Now, where the film drags a bit is in the screenplay. Like the film's settings, the film goes through peaks and valleys. The opening of the film moves at a pretty rapid pace, and then as we go through the survivor journey, it does drag on a bit. Again, I appreciate that the film just turned it into a survivalist tale, and chose to show the more human side. But often a lot of the debates and the decisions to be made and the conversations about religious beliefs do become a bit repetitive and drag. I don't think we needed as much. I think the screenwriters needed to trust the viewer to understand, we get the circumstances, go through the story. We don't need it to have it, beaten over our heads. So all in all, Society of the Snow is a 3-star film for me. Visually, the film is stunning and the cast does a good job, but the script isn't as tight as it could be and sometimes took me out of the film. However, this is a tough story to tell given the circumstances, so I do applaud the efforts that the team here made. Now, if you haven't caught Society of the Snow yet and you want to, it is streaming exclusively on Netflix. So, thank you for joining me today. That's where I'm going to leave it. If you like what you heard here, please subscribe, like the channel. Please continue to spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and compare movie reviews with me on Letterboxd. I will be back tomorrow to wrap up the rest of the Globes, mostly week, with my number one film of 2023. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.